Iceland, the land of fire and ice. With two buddies, we traveled over 2,000 kilometers along the West Fjord, the Ring Road, and Golden Circle during autumn. We visited amazing natural landscapes, glaciers, thermal zones, black sand beaches, experienced vivid northern light, and of course the waterfalls. Iceland is generally expensive for us from Malaysia, a developing country in Southeast Asia where our cost of living is comparatively much lower. In this episode, we will share some travel tips and a glimpse of the cost of traveling in Iceland. Big ticket travel expenses can be categorized into 4 general types: transportation, accommodation, food and drinks, as well as attractions admission fees. Transportation. From glaciers, thermal zones to stunning waterfalls, Iceland is full of natural wonders. But to see Iceland's spectacular scenery in all its glory, you are going to need a car. Hiring a car is the best way to experience all that Iceland has to offer. Hiring a car lets you take things at your own pace. You can stop where you want, when you want. We have rented a Toyota RAV4 hybrid from My Car. The RAV4 is a solidly built SUV designed for both on- and off-road driving. Most roads in Iceland are easy to drive, but some are not. The Ring Road is mostly paved, but other roads are gravelled and more treacherous. Speed limit is 50 km per hour in the cities, 80 per hour on gravel roads, and 90 km per hour on paved roads. On F roads, you can travel for miles without seeing other cars. F roads are the country's mountain and highland roads. The F stands for Fjalla, mountain in Icelandic. F roads can be narrow, rocky, steep and full of potholes. Off-roading is forbidden in Iceland. So if you plan to stray off the beaten track, it is better to rent an all-wheel drive, or in our case, the Toyota RAV4, a basic all-wheel drive vehicle that can take some roughness. Most roads in Iceland have 2 lanes. However, some are just single track, so it is good to know the rules of giving way. The majority of bridges in the country tend to be single track. They operate on a first-come, first-served basis, so never drive onto a single-track bridge if another car is already on it. There are also some one-lane tunnels in Iceland. When driving through, you may need to pull into the passing places to allow oncoming traffic to pass. If the passing places are on your right, you need to use them. And lastly, always be vigilant of the presence of sheep while driving, especially when approaching areas where animals may be present, such as open fields, meadows, or rural roads. Fuel is expensive in Iceland, at least compared to where we come from, where fuel is heavily subsidized. A liter of raw 95 grade petrol is 325 kroner and is approximately €230. In comparison to Malaysia, a liter of the same petrol grade is 46 euro cent, so it is 5 times more expensive. The car rental for 9 days costed us €920, inclusive of insurance. Fuel was approximately €350, and that brought us 2,500 kilometers around Iceland. The car rental and fuel is shared between 2 couples, so each couple share was just €635 for the trip. Accommodation. Many accommodation options in Iceland, from hotels, Airbnb, backpacker hostels, and even camper vans. Being in our 50s and no longer want to rough it out like when we were younger to stretch our money, so we opted to stay in hotels along our route in our 8-night stay. Not luxury hotels, but some decent and reasonably priced ones. The hotels that we booked were priced between €140 to €200. As always, book your accommodation well in advance for a good price. We booked ours some 9 months in advance before our trip. This apartment in Akureyri has a washing facility and it was time to refresh our dirty laundry. In total, we spent €1,300 on accommodation for 8-night stay. So on average, €163 per night. Food and drinks. Icelandic meals are commonly meat-based due to the lack of farmable lands in the past. The most typical food in Iceland involves lamb and fish. These have been the main elements in the Icelandic diet. We had lamb and fish for many of our meals. Main course ranges from 4,200 kroner to 5,600 kroner per serving at restaurants. In euro, it is about €30 to €40. The serving is huge for us Asians, and on some occasions we shared our meals. The taste of Icelandic lamb is unique. The meat is tender, flavorful, and notably lean, with very little gamey flavor, which some have described as being similar to venison. Reason being, in Iceland, the lambs live in outstanding conditions, gazing at lush, grass-only diet in the summer and hay during winter. Icelandic sheep are not fed any grains, hormones, or antibiotics.
So what is lava soup? Lava soup is soup in a bread.
There are occasions where we had simple and quick meals at gas station, food trucks, al fresco dining area along our route.
I think so.
Although Icelandic meals are delicious, we miss Asian food after 5 days. We opted for Chinese food when we came across a Chinese restaurant in Akureyri and later in Reykjavik. Water is abundant in Iceland and they taste refreshing and good. Best of all, it is free. Having saved on water, we spent on beer instead. For those who prefer to prepare their own food, there are grocery stores and supermarkets in bigger towns. The total bills on meals for both of us during our trip came up to €800, which is averagely €100 per day. Attractions. One major expense in travel is admissions to attractions and local tours. Fortunately, most of them are free of charge if we're to explore ourselves, which we did with our rented car. Hence, we did not spend any money on local tours. We did not visit the famed Blue Lagoon, but settled for hot thermal bath along the route. One of them it is at our accommodation in Hedaloo. So, how much did we spend on our 9 days, 8 nights trip to Iceland, exploring the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, West Fjord, Ring Road, and Golden Circle? Excluding air tickets into Iceland, we spent €2,735. One last tip. Is cash needed in Iceland? We exchanged some small amounts of Icelandic kroner for possible incidental expenses. But we realized one can live without any hard cash. Credit cards are widely accepted at hotels, restaurants, accommodations, and even toilets, as well as car parks in remote areas. There is no tipping culture in Iceland. So, in our opinion, it is perfectly fine if you choose not to exchange any.